And we are live. Good morning, everybody. Daniel Allison, the average dude. Welcome to First Sip. It's time to get your mind right. And typically, I've got a co-host. Co-host for the last 100 plus weekdays, me and my friend Freddie have been right here snapping the ball, running a play at 7:55 with the same goal of talking to great people, coming together around the campfire, telling stories, and getting ready for the day. Unfortunately, Freddie not feeling well. And so yesterday, I really appreciated how much Freddie's energy means to this program. When he wasn't here, I said, "Oh my goodness, we need some great people." So I immediately started going through the folks that we had talked to, and the first person that came to my mind that said, I said, man, he's always talking about mindset, and he really embodies what we talk about on this show, and we loved having him on the first time. So welcome back, Trevor Martin.
What's up, my man?
What's up, dude? What's up, bro? So we had you come on that first time, and yesterday, well, actually, it was early this morning. I watched that show, man, and you just you jumped right in there with us and immediately started. What I appreciated about it, man, you jumped on and you kind of supported our cause, and that right there made me say it ingratiated our relationship right there, Trevor.
For sure. And I gotta say, I really appreciate the ask. It's an honor to be on here again, with you. One of the things I'm smiling ear to ear because of your intro video, and it gets just the sound of the coffee being poured, like watching the folks work out, the smiles, and then the one guy going like this, like yes, let's go, let's get this baby started, and that's how you should start your day. So I appreciate. I'm honored to be here. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, man. Well, just sometimes coming together, you're not sure what you're going to do. A lot of times we get in here and we do the quote of the day. We keep it simple, but it's like you say, it's people coming together, talking to people. We have Russ Hammond that shows up here every morning. Good morning, Russ. He's at the Red Wing shoe store right here in Spartanburg, doing a great job
awesome.
out there. And then Susmitha, who is in the AI world, and she shows up here every single morning too. And it's awesome to have those comments. So what we do on this show, Trevor, is we will have guests come in and we will talk to them, get to meet them, talk about what they do in their day to day. And I met this person through someone else. We've only talked over the phone, but the thing that jumped out to me about Angel Ellis, our guest this morning, was the name of his company, ProCuts Lawn Care and Landscaping. And the name, Trevor, it took me back 30 years. 30 years ago, I had a landscape company. I had a Ford Ranger truck. I had some push mowers. I had a weed eater. I had a backpack blower.
Yeah, you did.
And man, I was in business. The name of my company was ProCuts Lawn Care. So I said, hey, this means something. I've got to ask Angel Ellis to come on this program. We got to learn about this young man and his business that he's growing. So welcome to the program, Angel Ellis.
Good morning. Thank you.
There's the golf clap. Thank you, Trevor. Hey, Angel, good morning, brother. How are you?
Man, I'm better than I deserve. It's a privilege and honor to be on here. So I appreciate the invite.
Absolutely, man. And I love that attitude. And first thing this morning, Trevor, he's down there. He said his wife used to be an esthetician, and she's got some of her stuff down there. And you were going away, man. You were writing down those quotes. Man, I bet you're a hard worker, Angel. Are you a hard worker? Somebody doing quotes this early in the morning, they're on their game. Tell me about it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Glory to King Jesus. Just started from nothing, from the ground up, out of my car with a push mower in the trunk, edger weeders hanging out the window, and that was 5 years ago. And grew up in a broken home and from poverty stricken areas, and low income and things like that. So I just always had a drive and motivation to do better. How I came from, that they can do it as well.
Absolutely. You broke up a little bit there, but Trevor, don't you love to see that when folks?
Yeah.
I mean, he's talking about having weed eaters hanging out of the windows, getting to that next job. Where does that take your mind, Trevor?
Well, that takes my mind. So there's a friend on LinkedIn. I can remember her story. Her name, Sabina Shopke, and she was talking about how she started a park bench, and she was broke. She just started on a park bench, and now she's a multimillionaire, right? But she started on a park bench. So I love hearing those stories, right? I started here. I couldn't even close the trunk of my car. I had a mower in it. But you're not going to stop me, right? I'm going to make these gains. I'm taking the next level. How many years ago was that? Did you say 5?
5 years ago. Yep.
Yeah. And you've built up from that, right? You never stopped. That right there, that ravenous hunger, that's what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And you just wait till you're back on this show 5 years from now. I bet you a lot's changed.
Yeah, that'll be great. I've been in the industry 10 years, been had the business 5 years, and yeah, it was rough. And when you first start, you just got to swallow that pride and stay hungry, stay humble, stay smart, and
Preach.
just keep going and stay consistent. And even the hard days when you feel like quitting and you just can't, you got to keep going.
Amen.
That's it. That's exactly what we're talking about. Trevor writes about it every single morning, and sometimes he does the videos. You know, we're a good bit older than you. Maybe I'm older than both of you. I'm assuming, but every day we've got to get up and get motivated. So that's what we talk about. Now I've heard you. You seem like Jesus is a big part of your life. Where does the motivation and the inspiration every morning to overcome? And you mentioned the wife. Where does the drive to grow a business come from?
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate the question. It's a great question. Number one is Jesus, just my relationship with him, getting in that word and just that abiding time, that quiet time with him, but also just that love for my wife, wanting to provide a great home. Just wanting to provide and be there for her and give us that freedom to kind of go out and do different things to help others who didn't come from this lifestyle to have an opportunity to know what it means to grow a business and just have that freedom to be able to step away sometimes and to help people in those areas. So.
Working for freedom. Trevor, when you're coaching people and they have this kind of vision of what they want, I'm sure you've heard a lot of different things, and even for yourself, what is it that fire that keeps people going and to overcome those monsters like you write about, man, the stories that you put people into?
Angel, obviously, what he's just talking about right here, you have that. You've got that moxie. You've got, the grit these days is a little overused, but you've got that moxie, right? You've got that savage intent. And there's people that have it and then it fades. You, sir, appear to not to have it, and it's not something that's going to go away. One of the things that I really, really admire about you is you talk about your wife being that support, right? The love of my wife building you and pushing you forward. I'm going to tell you right now, the reason that I am successful and the reason that I'm able to move forward is because of my wife and my kids. So that right there, you and me, brother, I can totally, I resonate with that 100%. It puts a smile on my face because I've been where you're at, and I know, brother, I know where you're headed, and your smile is going to get a hell of a lot bigger.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Angel, you've already made that progress, and I'm not sure where the business is currently, and maybe you want to share that with us. But you had the mowers hanging out, and now you don't have that. You probably have trucks. How does that feel? That progress feel? Talk to somebody that's still got those mowers hanging out of their windows.
Yeah, it feels great. I always try to reach out to those guys. I got a young man that I'm able to kind of coach. He lives in Columbia, South Carolina, and he's always asking, how do I quote or how do I advertise?
Wow.
And I'll say, hey, I'll make this suggestion, and then we'll talk again. And he's did that thing, and he's like, I got this and this amount of clients. I booked this job, and it's awesome. I get to pray with him and just that's what it's about, just giving, continue to give it out. And because if we have our hands closed, you can never, nothing can flow. But if you have the hand out, it can continue to flow. And that's just what I want to see, someone else to grow from my mistakes, and that turns into wisdom, right? So yeah.
Man, wait, you need to start your own mindset show, Angel.
I was gonna say, Angel, you start some shit. I'm gonna subscribe because the
Hey,
spirit that you
so
have,
that's
dude.
interesting. This year, it's really been in my mind going back and forth. I was gonna start one this year. I haven't, but it's been really been on my mind. Yeah.
This might be the sign that you should.
That's right. Yeah, a little sign from the universe. And now what I want to talk about, guys, is sometimes when I have intentionality, here we are, it's 8 o'clock on a Friday. We know what we all have different things that we're doing this weekend. Let's talk about what would be a win for each of us today and through the weekend, and let's have something for us to shoot for. Angel, I know you had some quotes, you've got some appointments. I know we've got to take care of that. How can we really ring the bell on our day today?
My day today, you mean as far as like helping me accomplish those things?
Yeah, like say what's the rest of the day look like for you, and what's that next 5 years look like for you? I really want to talk about what we want for the future.
Yeah, definitely. So the rest of my day looks like it's just in-person estimates, meeting folks. I got the schedule pretty packed, thank God for that. But also sending quotes via our
Nice.
CRM system. And in 5 years, what that looks like is, man, I just really want some trucks, some crews, very skilled, humbled guys. And right now, where we're at, last year we had about 4 or 5 part-time laborers with bigger landscape jobs. Had 2 full-timers, and this year dropped down to 1 full-time guy. Fortunately, I had to let him go. So I believe that God is build my core team. So I kind of restructured a lot of things as far as employee handbook, core values, just really nailing down the systems, the structures, so I can build the foundation, because I don't want to grow so quick that it gets chaos and out of control. And being
Smart.
able to take a step back and recalibrate and saying, hey, these are the weak points. Let me strengthen these areas. And also, you kind of mentioned something I may have misunderstood, but something like a highlight for this weekend would just be spending time with my wife. A lot of time we get so busy through the weekend. Don't forget about your loved ones, those within arm's reach, because they're important. And that's what I'm all about, family, and not letting the business kind of take control of that. And when I feel myself getting so busy where I'm kind of neglecting a relationship with my wife, I'm like, I need to slow down, check on her, see how she's doing, and just continue to water each other and keep things flourishing, at the home first. Yeah.
Put together, I love that. Trevor, I want to talk to you, and do the same thing, man. You've been doing some, and let's end this episode on a high note. Trevor, I've seen you write. I think you could write a comic book. I think you could do a lot of things. So I'm excited. What's Trevor Martin got planned in the future? What's coming, man? What you excited
Yeah, what's
about?
your future?
So one of the things that I noticed over the last, I would say probably the last year, is that I was not really enjoying. I was on a path, but it wasn't really the right path. It was more living in service to myself, I guess, rather than really helping out others. And I wasn't letting, I don't know, some things out of the box, kind of like my art. So I started drawing more. I started finding ways. There was a couple different causes that I'm kind of teaming up with that art. And so my Comic Threat, which is my art studio, that's kind of taking the forefront more than the RMF coaching side. And that is just basically being there to support others through that art, building others up, finding causes that I align with and that I can help them get their messaging out with that, with that art. So the next year, the next 5 years, it's more on that. And you talked about a comic book. John Kirkhoff is a friend of mine. We did a mini series on LinkedIn. We did a 7-day run on LinkedIn day after day, and it was absolutely amazing. It was so much fun that we decided to put that into an actual comic book, which will be getting printed within the next 2 weeks. And so we'll see some hard copies there. And that led me to team up and ask some other individuals that are very good at writing and ask them if they would like to do the writing, and I'll do the drawing. And so we've got some more things coming, coming down the line. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be focusing on this over this next couple of years. Weekend, my daughter has a basketball tournament, state tournament, so we're excited to go to that today. Because our next weekend is busy, we're going to be going out and celebrating my wife's birthday. So that's my focus. Is just lots of smiles, baby.
It's awesome, and you guys have been great guests this morning. It's been a great time having y'all on here, listening to what each of you have. I do want to mention one thing of what Trevor said. He said, I wasn't feeling it. He looked at his life. He said, I'm not feeling it. He found something that gave him a little energy, a little passion, something that he loved, found a way to connect it to what he's doing, the mission overall. And it opened up a new world. And so I think we can all kind of do that. Evaluate, look for something, find a passion, find those people that hunger that with you, come together, win together. Have a great weekend. Thanks for all the comments. Angel, great to meet you. Trevor, great to see you. Have a great day, folks. Let's roll. Bye.